Welcome everyone to our Midweek Exhale. My name is Sharyn and I am one half of the Exhale Awakening. Somewhere on your screen you will see Marie, and she is the other half of the Exhale Awakening. And today we're going to lead you in a series of breathworks, all coming together to allow you space to rest, to pause, to just have an exhale in the middle of the week. So we incorporate into our breathworks birdsong and silence. So all our breaths start with birdsong, and then there's a breath to music before we finish with some silence. And we do that on purpose. The birdsong is there because when the birds were singing and making lovely tunes, then there were no predators in the area. And our ancestors knew this, and our brainstem still remembers. So just allowing the bird song to wash over you and to form part of the medicine of today's journey. And the silence feels a little bit like magic. In the silence, we are able to integrate life. And in so doing, our brain makes lots of new neural pathways, which I find very exciting, thinking that my brain is still growing and still developing. So we were very purposeful. It was accidental initially, but then we did the research and we became very purposeful about the way we build these sessions. And they're built to give your nervous system a purposeful rest. So we only have one rule here at the Exhale Awakening, and that is that you are comfortable. So we don't expect you to get into a meditation pose and push through any pain or anything like that. Please move your body. Please be comfortable. Support yourself beautifully. Get yourself a blanket if you need one. Have some water at hand. Anything that you need that you think will give you comfort throughout the session, then you have a little time just to get that together. I will just say, though, that we have to also recognize that it is breath work. And so occasionally some of the breaths might feel a little challenging. And we would encourage you to try them and to find the edge of your comfort zone. You can only find the edge of your comfort zone if you give something a go. And if the breath brings up some emotions, if it highlights some physical tension that you have, if it takes you to some nice floaty state of consciousness and you're not overly comfortable with it, all of that's perfectly okay for you to step back from and just let your breath come back to normal, your natural rhythm, and all of those things will subside. But as I said, don't forget this is breath work. So you might want to just stay at that edge. You will never hear us encourage you to push beyond your comfort zone ever. But maybe stay at that edge and just explore the discomfort. Just we say sit with it. It's a strange set of words, right? But just witness and watch what it is that's making you feel uncomfortable. And sometimes in the watching and the witnessing, that's enough just to soften whatever is happening for you just a little bit. So yeah, see how that feels. The 4 breaths that we're going to do today, we're going to start with awareness. And then we're going to breathe with the straw breath, which we haven't done before. So yeah, stay tuned for that one. And then we're going to move into the bee breath. And we didn't know this when we planned the session, but it's World Bee Day today. So we're breathing with the bees on World Bee Day, which I love. And then we're going to finish with coherence. So I think that's all I have to say. I think I've covered everything. I'm looking for a little nod. So we're going to start shortly. So make yourself comfortable. You can do this breath either seated or lying down. If you In either case, I would say don't stand up quickly if you do need to come out of the breath for any reason. So I know you're in your homes, the doorbell might go, I don't know, the children might need something. Of course, you can get up, but just get up very gently, allowing yourself to find your feet before you jump up and move around. Okay. So if you're feeling comfortable, I've lost most of you to camera off, so I'm going to assume that you are. If you're feeling comfortable, then we're going to start. And I'm going to invite you to imagine yourself on the banks of a lake or a stream. And it's a warm day. And you can hear the bees buzzing. You can hear the insects doing their things. And you can hear the birds in the distance. And on the lake, there are also some water birds. And just imagine yourself laid on the banks of the lake or the stream. Maybe it's somewhere you've been before and it's a memory that you can bring. Maybe this is new and you're imagining yourself somewhere. Just begin to notice your breath. Notice the way that your body is moving as you inhale and as you exhale. And maybe see if you can just drop your shoulders or lengthen the back of your neck as you exhale. Just settling into your lakeside breathing space. And maybe you might like to inhale and exhale with a sigh. And just feel that sigh rippling through your body. You might want to repeat that a couple of times if it feels relaxing to you. It feels like you settle and soften into whatever is holding you. And as you lie there next to the lake, listening to the birds, just notice what's happening in your mind. Maybe there's something you've brought with you into the session that's moving around. Or maybe your mind just feels soft and open as you relax by the lake. And you might notice how you're feeling. Maybe there are some sensations moving through your body. You can maybe sense some tension. Or you can maybe feel the day just drifting away with every exhale. Some of the emotions of the day or even the past week might just give a little gentle knock for your attention. And you might feel the pull of distraction to follow those thoughts or those feelings. Maybe just chat with them. Maybe just say, "I see you. But I'd like to just follow my breath for the next 45 minutes. I'll be back." Just notice whether they soften or get more persistent. If they get more persistent, give them a little bit more noticing. Don't battle, there's no need to battle with them, just be aware that they're there. And come back to your breath. Bringing your breath in through the nose if you can. And then letting the breath go, exhaling either through the nose or the mouth, whatever feels good to you. Noticing your belly, your chest, and your shoulders moving with the breath. And we've got another minute or so just by the side of the lake, listening to the birds. Imagining the warmth on your skin. Smelling the sweet grass. And hearing the buzzing of the bees. And then gently moving into silence.
And as the birdsong begins, just taking a few moments to reflect on the silence and how the silence felt. Maybe it was a familiar feeling, and maybe right now it didn't feel familiar at all. And in our next breath segment, we're going to explore straw breathing. And we're going to do it two different ways. We're going to begin by breathing gently in through our nose and then breathing out through pursed lips, just like you were blowing through a straw. And then when you find a rhythm there, we're going to change to breathing in and out through the same pursed lips. But I'll guide you. I'm breathing gently through pursed lips. Not feeling the need to blow or breathe strongly, breathing softly and gently. And keeping the exhale long. Breathing in softly through your nose and blowing gently out through pursed lips. And keeping that exhale long and slow as you blow like you're blowing through a straw. And there's no need to force here. Just blowing gently through that imaginary straw until the breath is finished. We're just going to stay here breathing gently in through our nose and out through our pursed lips, just till we find a rhythm. And allow those pursed lips to slow your breath down as you exhale. Keeping the breath gentle and not forcing. And maybe just resting at the end of your next exhale briefly. We're going to begin breathing in and out through those pursed lips. So instead of breathing in through your nose, breathing in through the pursed lips. It's actually good for, it gives the lungs a little bit of a workout. Still keeping the breath soft and gentle. There's no need to pull the breath in, just gently in through the pursed lips. And noticing how that feels different. Still keeping the breath slow and soft. you breathe in through the pursed lips, you're improving your lung function. Really focusing on that inhale as well as the exhale. And just noticing how that feels compared to the other one where we breathed in through our nose. Maybe you preferred that one, or maybe you prefer this one. Just staying with the pursed lips for the inhale and the exhale. And as we get towards the last minute, maybe you want to go back to taking that inhale in through your nose and breathing out through the pursed lips. Allowing the pursed lips to make that exhale longer and slower. Or maybe you want to keep breathing in and out through your mouth for the last few breaths. Maybe just another 2 breaths. Gentle inhale. And a long, slow exhale through pursed lips, like you're blowing through a straw. And allowing your breath to go back to its natural rhythm and just resting.
And as the birdsong begins again, just reflecting on that silence, how it felt, how it compared maybe to other silences you've felt today, either in this session or earlier in the day. Wondering what happens in your body as we move into silence, just noticing that. For the breath, in our next breath segment, we are going to honor those bees. So we're going to do the bee breath. Now the bee breath requires you to inhale through the nose and then to hum as you exhale. So keeping your lips together, but just letting a hum come, starting at the back of your throat. You pick your note, high or low, and just breathe out with a hum. But just carrying on with your own note, maybe finding a note in the music, or maybe just choosing your own. Inhaling through the nose and letting the exhale reverberate, vibrate around your throat, your vocal cords. Feeling the movement and the vibration. Imagining the bees jumping from flower to flower. Letting every exhale be a song, and every inhale just being gentle. Feeling your hum move around your throat, your vocal cords. Maybe trying with higher notes or lower notes. And on your next exhale, see if you can move the focus of your hum up into the space behind your nose, behind your nasal passages, your sinus area. See if you can make that vibrate with your next hum, just by bringing the focus of the hum to the back of your nose. So inhaling as usual and exhaling the thumb in your nose. Noticing whether you can feel the difference with the hum just there behind your nose in your sinuses. Noticing how different it feels. And on your next exhale, we're going to move the hum again. And see with these last 90 seconds or so of this hum, this bee breath, whether you can fill your whole skull. So can you go from throat to nose, but up through behind the eyes, and feel your whole head vibrating with the hum. In through the nose, and a hum into the whole of your head. Just noticing the difference. And on your next exhale, just letting the hum fall away and return back to your natural rhythm. And just notice what's going on in your body as you see the impact of the bee breath. And rest with that in the silence.
And as you listen to the bird song, just again taking a few moments just to reflect on the silence. And maybe they've been getting shorter. Well, they haven't. Maybe they feel like they've been getting shorter, or maybe they feel like they've been getting longer. And just noticing that. And for our last breath segment, I'm going to invite you to coherence breathing. So coherence breathing is that balanced breathing where the inhale and the exhale are the same length. And I'm going to invite you to inhale and exhale through your nose, if that's available. Knowing that it's maybe not available for everybody, and that's okay too. But regardless, keeping your inhale and your exhale really gentle. And you can count in your head, maybe counting up to 3 or 4 or 5, or finding the count that suits you in this session, and leaving any other sessions that you did coherence breathing behind and finding the count that's right today, because that may very well be a different count. And you can use your fingers, bringing the tip of each finger to your thumb as you inhale and again as you exhale. Or you can just leave it to your body to do. Just set the intention and allow your body to bring the breaths into balance. And we're going to start with 2 breaths together. So at the bottom of your next exhale, just taking a pause. And then inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. And continuing now, finding your own rhythm. Maybe that rhythm felt very fast and you want to slow it down, or maybe it felt very slow and you want to speed it up. Finding your own rhythm. And as you breathe, maybe the rhythm that you have, maybe it begins to feel forced, or maybe it begins to feel that it's too fast. So knowing that you can change that rhythm as we go. And maybe just checking in again that the rhythm that you have feels right and still feels right. And as you breathe with that balanced breath, maybe seeing, can you feel that balance in your body? Can you feel your body having come back to equilibrium even a little bit? Maybe checking in again that the length of the breaths are right for you still. Really focusing on that balanced inhale and exhale for the last minute. And your last few breaths here before we go back to the silence. Back to resting in the silence, and you may want to take the balanced breathing with you, and you may want to leave it here.
And as the birdsong brings the silence to a close for the last time in this session, just spending a moment or so to reflect on your whole being. Just noticing how you feel now, comparison to how you felt when you arrived. Noticing what's different and noticing what's exactly the same. And in this last minute or so of birdsong, your invitation is to begin to become aware of the place where you are, seated or lying down physically, noticing your connection to whatever is supporting you and feeling that connection between yourself, the surface that is supporting you, the floor beneath, and eventually the earth under that. Begin to bring some slight movement to your body, maybe a little gentle tapping, or perhaps gentle stroking of the face. Rubbing of the head. And if you are lying down, gently turning onto your side, coming up to sitting, and then gradually making your way back into the Zoom room.
And as you make your way back and take your time, I'm just going to go through some of the links and invitations that we have in the chat, or if you're watching on the recording, that will be below. I think if you're on YouTube, and in the events tab if you're in our Exhale community. And the recording will go up both places. It'll go up on YouTube and it'll go up in the Exhale library. If you do find us on YouTube, please, we love likes and subscribes and comments. But it will go up on our own Exhale library that you can join for free, and there's no ads in it. So if that's important to you, just click the link and yeah, you can join it for free. We do 2 longer breathwork sessions in the months. We do a 3-hour session on the second Sunday of the month where we breathe with the Celtic trees, and our next tree is aspen, and that is in June. But on Friday this week, we have our Anchoring the Exhale session, and that's our breathwork and seasonal astrology session. And it's a 2-hour session, and it starts at 7 o'clock. And we are breathing on Friday with Gemini, because we're just moving into Gemini. So that's this Friday. There's still tickets for our Yorkshire retreat. You can come for 1 day, 2 days, or all 3 days. And the link is in the chat if you want to have a look at that. And then our final link is always our directory listing. And if you're not in the community and you want to, contact us, you can contact us through the directory. And equally, if you've enjoyed the session and you feel called to give us a review, just as we like likes and subscribes, we love reviews. So those are our invitations for now. Before I switch off the recording, just to remind you to do all the things that you know to do to mind yourself after a breathwork session. The sessions are very gentle, but the breath's very powerful. And sometimes things can begin to move, and just to allow that process to integrate, making sure you keep hydrated and eat nourishing food and doing things that you like doing, even if it's only for a while. And being very gentle with yourself for the rest of your day, whatever time it is now, but equally for the next couple of days as well. So yeah, just minding yourself. You've done a lot of work, even if it didn't feel like a lot of work. So just minding yourself. So that being said, I'm going to switch off the recording so that we can open the room for anybody who wants to share.